been so long that I don't even know how to start this properly, which I don't think I ever did this properly, but hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It feels so good to finally sit down again, talk to you, because as I stated previously, or I have stated in the past, whenever uni starts again, I just don't have the time to film, and that's so unfortunate because I love filming. I have really made it to such a passion and it's very relaxing as well. And today I finally have the chance to sit down, so I wanted to get ready with you, which it's already like 12 p.m. I've been studying a few hours, and today's look is going to be very simple. It is kind of like, I don't want to say my version of clean girl makeup. It's just a very simple, everyday, glowy makeup look with products that I have been really liking. A few of them I have not showed on my channel before, so I figured it could be interesting for you, hopefully. Without further ado, let's start. So I'm going to be using a foundation that has a little bit more coverage than I would usually use, simply because, as you can see, I have a few spots, and this is all because of masks. Literally, my forehead is completely fine, but it's this region right here, and I also had like a pimple here a couple of days ago, and it's because of wearing masks. I never thought it would actually do something to my skin, but oh, it does, especially with wearing makeup underneath and stuff. Having like oily skin, I just felt like I was getting like clogged pores here on the sides of my nose, which I never have, and it's where the mask would touch my face. And I would use a fresh mask every day. I think it's just inevitable at some point, you know, breathing underneath. It's super hot and humid under the mask. You just clog up your pores unless you have perfect skin. It just happens. I'm going to be using this cushion foundation from Clio. It's the Kill Cover Glow Cushion. I don't think this is still available, but they have a new one, so it's kind of like a revamped version of this one. So I have not tried it because I still have this one, so I'm trying to use this one up instead. I just really like it because it has a bit more coverage, but it gives you a beautiful glow. And whenever I now get to use makeup, or no, whenever I get to wear makeup now without having to wear a mask on top afterwards, it just feels so good because your makeup turns out great and you just want to walk around with it freely. The moment you put on a mask, it's like, you know, your makeup is going to stick to that mask and it's just going to destroy your beautiful makeup you did. So I'm super excited that today I don't have to wear a mask. I can just walk around at home and know that I'm looking good for no one but myself, which is perfect. For concealer, I'm going to use my Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. I feel like, and I think, this is getting discontinued, which is breaking my heart because I have looked in so many drugstores and this shade like have been like out of stock. And online, I have seen it for $17 or like euros, better saying, which is like way too much. It's a €3.95 concealer. I'm not going to be spending almost 20, even if it's my holy grail. For that, I would try to find a new one, but I think it's getting discontinued. I love the Catrice True Skin Foundation. And they also have a concealer, but I've heard it's just not as good as the foundation, and I don't know if it could substitute this one. Plus, it comes with less product, which I really don't like it when brands start to, you know, make more expensive makeup and then you get even less product, unless it's like full coverage and you can really go a long way with it. Then it's like, okay. But if not, I'm always like, why you do that? It's almost like with a matte lipstick line that L'Oreal had. They removed that line completely, which had like standard bullet shaped lipsticks, and they added some super slim lipsticks now that have such little product in it. Like, instead of 5 grams or 6 grams, I don't know how much a lipstick has, the new one has 1.5 grams. I don't know how much that's in ounces, but it's like, what the? And you're charging €1 more than the original lipsticks. I'm so upset when brands do that. It's almost like when Too Faced revamped their Chocolate Soleil bronzer. It had less product and was more expensive. I hate it. I hate it. It probably has its reasons. Maybe just getting money. I don't know, but... So I'm using this concealer very well as long as I can. Hopefully I can still get it or like find a substitute. For powder, I'm going to use my Essence Brighten Up Banana Brighten Up Banana powder. I really like this. I've said before, since I'm pretty fair, this does not really brighten. I use it like finishing powder. I set my under eye very, very lightly. Especially with wearing a mask, I have noticed that this really does help, so it doesn't like smudge and smear everywhere. And a little bit on these pimples and on my chin. You can still see them. It's fine. We're not perfect, so I don't care, to be honest. Also, the last time I filmed, I was talking about, or like the video before that, I was talking about how we got more than 200 subscribers and how happy and grateful I was. It was my last Get Ready With Me, and now we're over 300. Like, where are y'all coming from? I'm so happy. I appreciate you guys so much, really. So if you're new here, you've never been here, hi, welcome. We're very fun over here. We're very low-key, casual. We don't rush things. This is a place to really relax, wind down. I just really hope you have a good time. I kind of, in a way, made my own philosophy, which is like, this place is to create a sense of calmness in this hectic world. And since YouTube always conveyed that for me, I want to convey that and contribute that to other people's lives too. So if that sounds like something you could need right now, subscribe. It's free. For bronzer, I'm going to be using the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade Medium Cool 200. It's such a nice color. Very, very beautiful, kind of neutral, and I really enjoy it. I've used this in the past. Then I kind of stopped because of the Physicians Formula bronzer, but today I kind of wanted to use it again. So I have been eyeing a few products from e.l.f. One of them is the Putty Bronzer, the Putty Blush, the Ride or Die Lip Balm. There are just a couple of products I really want to try at some point. The only thing that kind of makes me hesitant about, let's say, the Putty Bronzer is, for instance, my face gets super shiny throughout the day, even with like powder products, so I'm pretty scared as to how it would last on my skin. And I've heard it's kind of like a very creamy, more emollient kind of product, and it does have a powder finish in a way, but if I'm using a cream product, I want it to kind of do it all for me. I don't want to have to go in with a powder on top. That's like 2 steps. For that, I would much rather just go in with a powder instead of like cream and powder. So I have been wanting to try them, but at the same time I'm like, I'm just so scared I'm not going to like them. And yeah, so I feel like I'm going to stick to powder for now. And in terms of cream blush, there's another cream blush that I have been eyeing just way more, and it is the Rare Beauty, the Soft Pinch Liquid Blush, and I want to get the shade Hope. It's such a beautiful shade. And I've been also eyeing their liquid highlighter. So my birthday is coming up very soon, so maybe I'll splurge. Because for me, that is splurging. Like, I don't usually buy a blush for 20 bucks. I just don't. So yeah, let me know if you have tried any of the e.l.f. products, any of the Rare Beauty products, or if you have in general some cream products that you could recommend. I'd be down to hear about that. In terms of cream, I'm going to be using, it's not a cream blush. This is a lip tint from Etude House, or like Etude it's called now. This is the Fixing Tint, and I have the shade Dusty Beige and Cranberry Plum, and I'm going to be using one of them as my blush for today. I just don't know which color. Dusty Beige is kind of like a cool tone mauve color, and this one has a little bit more of a pink hue. It's literally just like the name suggests, a cranberry plum color. It's very beautiful. I just don't know what I want to go for today. I think I'm going to go in with the more neutral, more lighter one. And I have been just really loving to just like put 2 dots and start to blend. It's a formula that kind of blends away so naturally and easily. So I've been really liking this. Not gonna lie, it is quite patchy and I'm pretty sure you can tell. I think it's the BB cream that is not working with this because I didn't really like set a lot here, and usually it works well over powder. But today it's kind of like wanting to grip at some areas, which is okay, it's fine. I'm going to be adding a blush topper anyway. So I think we'll be able to get away with this. But that was a little unfortunate now. The blush topper I'm going to be using is actually like a Maxi blush highlighter. It is from Essence. This is limited edition, so if this sounds or looks like something you'd be interested in, grab it while you can. It's a collaboration with Disney Classics, and when I saw it, I was like, I have to have it. It is so beautiful. It's pretty big. I have the Bambi version, and it's in the shade Nature. This is a little bit too shimmery in my opinion to be used as a blush on its own, but as a topper it just creates a beautiful soft pink kind of glow, and I have been really enjoying this. It's also not too pigmented, so you can kind of go in with your brush like this and you don't have to worry about too much. But I'm just going to be using this to lightly add a bit of glow because the blush that we use, or like the lip tint, is more matte. So this can kind of create a bit more glow. This has been my favorite everyday kind of topper because it's not too glowy like a highlighter. It adds the perfect amount of color, and it's just like a soft focus kind of glow if you use it as a topper. I love it. It's just such a beautiful light rosy kind of glow. Really enjoy it. I'm also going to be using some on my nose. Look at that. It's so pretty. It's also very pretty as like an eyeshadow. I've done that before when I was in such a rush. I used my bronzer in my crease and just added this on top, and it was very pretty. So I really recommend this. It's such a beautiful topper, and yeah, I'm going to be curling my lashes. Now that the lashes are curled, I'm going to be doing my eyeshadow, which has been super simple, and I have been still so obsessed with this palette from Etude as well. It's the Autumn Closet palette. It's the most beautiful neutral color story ever. I really like it. It has just been such a favorite for me for an everyday. So since today I want to go a little bit more rosy, not too much, just a little bit, I'm going to be using this color right here, which is the more pink brown shade of the bunch. So I'm going to start with that in my crease, and then I'll add just a little bit of shimmer. It's such a beautiful dusty mauve kind of color, and it looks like a natural shadow. It's very pretty. This palette, just like the Caffeineholic palette, just blends so well. The shadows are not oversaturated, that it makes it like difficult to work with them or makes it intimidating in any way. Like, they're very easy to blend. I have been eyeing this palette for a while, like for a few months, and I was just like, do I really need it? It's just a couple of neutrals. Like, I have neutrals in my collection, but it's just such an easy palette. Almost like a lot of people have been loving the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes. It's like a full-on matte palette, but that palette's just way too warm tone for my liking. I like this because this is perfect. It's also nice and light, so if you like something that's not too dark, I think this could be very pretty. So this palette is for me, I feel like what the Makeup by Mario palette is for other people. Like a staple neutral palette that you can reach for whenever you need any type of a neutral color. So this palette just offers everything I need. I have 2 shimmers, 1 glitter, and a bunch of beautiful mattes. Now that that is done, I'm going to be picking up the more glitter shade today, which is this color right here. It's more beige than this one. This is way more of like a frosty pinky kind of color, so I'm going in with this one. Also has a lot more of a gold pearl to it, and I'll be popping this on my eyelid and calling it a day, to be honest. Whatever is left, I'm putting that in my inner corner. Another shade I absolutely love in this palette is this more taupey color. This all over the lid with this brown in the crease, or any brown actually, is such a beautiful, like, natural but smoky everyday kind of eyeshadow. It looks just so good. For eyeliner, I'm going to be using one I have not tried yet, so I'm very excited. This is the McQueen waterproof pencil gel liner. I love pencils. I have mentioned that in my most recent like eyeliner tutorial video. It's the easiest in my opinion to work with, and then I love to smoke it out with an eyeshadow, which is nothing new on this channel. So I'm going to be using this, and I'm very, very excited because my Maybelline one is like a little thing. I don't want to show that on camera anymore. It's like a little embarrassing. Okay, it's very creamy actually. Wow, it's very creamy, like it just glides right on. That was such an easy wing to do. This is so nice. This was so inexpensive, and wow, I really hope it lasts the entire day, but I am very impressed at how easy it was to just apply. For mascara, I'm going to use an old favorite, my L'Oreal Double Extension, simply because I want to finish this up. I have raved about the Romantan All Fix mascara, but for today I'm going to go in with this one because it's just laying in my collection at this point and I just want to finish it up. Once the primer is drying, I'm going to be doing my eyebrows. So I have been going back to uni, as I stated, and this time like literally going back, like not sitting on my computer the entire day, having online lessons via Zoom. That is the past, that is part of history. And I was super nervous because after 2 years of having online uni, I was kind of scared as to how I would do in that environment again. It's kind of like you start to get like socially awkward, and I am very introverted naturally, so I don't talk to people unless I have to. And that quality kind of got even worse during these years. And in some way I didn't really mind because I'm always like, I don't like people. I just don't want to talk to people. Can everybody just leave me alone? I was very scared as to how it would be, and I'm pleasantly surprised at how good it is, how much better I'm doing. I always thought that, oh, online is the best format for me to study and have lessons. Turns out it's the entire opposite, and it's actually the worst thing that could have happened to me. I so little wanted to go back to uni because it was just convenient being at home. But going out, and since it's spring, seeing everything bloom, blue sky, green trees, wow, it has definitely impacted my mental health tremendously because it was very like declining through these years. You were just always in your own little bubble, and I kind of thought, no, this is what I like. This is what I'm down for, and I'm by no means saying like I got super extroverted. I still am not, and I think it's fine to not be like that. And it has been just really good for me getting out of the house and you know, seeing people, like literally just like seeing people. I forgot to smoke out my eyeliner because I was so impressed with the eyeliner, so I'm going to take the darker shade from the palette and just lightly go over it. Pretty happy that I can go out, but that's also one of the reasons why I just can't film as much, because by the time I get home it's late and I just don't have the time to film. On weekends I have to do uni stuff, and today is just one day where it fitted because I didn't go to uni today, so I was like, okay, let's just film today instead. So that is why. I just thought that, you know, since I was able to kind of hide behind a screen for 2 years, that now would be much worse. Especially like when you didn't know something and on Zoom you were picked. It was just more awkward actually in reality than being picked live, I guess. I just really hope we never go back to online uni again, because it was just not fun. Final step are going to be the lips. For lip liner, I'm going to go in with Natural from NYX. By the way, speaking of these lip liners, I'm so glad that they still make these. I don't know why. I assumed that they were not available anymore because I've had these for many years. 3 years, I think. So I thought that this was just an old formula, an old pencil that NYX no longer makes, but they still have these. And they're very good. So I'm so happy that they're still available, because I do have like my 2 go-to shades, Natural, which I'm going to use now, and Nude Beige. Let me swatch them for you. It's a little bit of a cool tone brown, and I feel like it just fits everything. And it's just so beautiful. This to me is like what Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury seems to be, and I just would never go out and buy it because this is like so inexpensive and it's very beautiful. And Natural is just a natural mauve kind of color. It's not too pink, not too brown. It's the perfect in between, and I just really like these 2 shades so much. I only really like line them. I don't overline or anything. And I prefer to do like very soft strokes and then go over with my finger to make it look a little softer and not like too harsh. I am going to be using a little bit of the Etude Fixing Tint in Dusty Beige. Kind of forgot the name. I'm also going to be swatching it on my hand so you can really see the color of it. Also going to be swatching Cranberry Plum so you can get an idea of it. So here we have Dusty Beige and Cranberry Plum. I was unfortunately again a little bit disappointed with these, like with the Romance Zero Velvet tints, because the colors online on the models and everything looks so different. I feel like it's usually because the models or like people using them like to use foundation or concealer underneath, and obviously that mixes in with the color and makes it more milky, more nudish in a way. So these turned out again to just not be what I thought. Cranberry Plum is actually what I thought, but Dusty Beige I thought was going to be way more of a nude, but this is literally like a mid-tone mauve in my opinion. So that was a little bit unfortunate to be honest, but just so you can see how they look. They are very pretty. They're just not what I was expecting. They're supposed to be mask proof, and they definitely are. Like, I have worn these to uni, like specifically because I wanted something to just last, and I really like them. They do tint quite a bit, especially Cranberry Plum, so you would have to be careful with that if you don't like a very tinting product. I personally really like it. If I know I want something to stay put, this is gorgeous. Just like that, tiny bit. Also, it's just such an interesting formula. It's a water tint almost. It feels very, very watery and liquidy, but it just starts to set and then it's matte. It's so cool, really. It's from the feeling, such an amazing look product. It's very, very nice. This is a very nice fall shade, definitely not for a springtime. I have 2 lip glosses that I've been loving. One is also limited edition like the blush because it's from the same collection. So this is the Essence times Disney Classics collab, and this is What a Gloss Plumping Lip Filler. It's the shade 02 Adventures. This is such a nice lip plumper, filler, whatever, because it's very minty, but it also feels kind of warm on the lips. Almost like when you had something spicy to eat and your lips feel a little bit warm, but not like painful, like not like you had chili. What I love the most about it is also the formula, but let me show you. It's right here. You see it has just a tiny bit of color, but it has an amazing amount of shimmer and it's beautiful. So this formula to me is what I would describe as a very nicely condensed gloss. It hugs the lips so well. It's very creamy. It is the most hydrating gloss I've ever tried, and I'm not exaggerating. My lips feel super hydrated after this has worn down. Very inexpensive, and if the plumping aspect of it does not bother you, I would totally recommend you get it. But it's just such a nice formula because it does not feel like it's going to run everywhere. Really, the best way to describe it, it's like a condensed formula. It does not feel too flexible to where it could move everywhere, which is where I want to mention the Maybelline Lifter Gloss. I know that this has been getting so much hype. Everyone talks about it, and I had to buy it myself because I really wanted to see, like with many other products that were hyped online, when I tried them, I'm like, it's not that special. It gives a beautiful gloss, but this is where I would describe a formula to be more flexible. If you apply too much, it's going to feel like almost like you just added honey and it could droop. It does not droop, but it just feels like it could move everywhere. It's just the opposite of the Essence gloss. It's not as condensed. It's more like open, more flexible, more like gel-like, more bouncy maybe, and that's actually one of the things I just did not like as much about this one, which is why I actually like the Essence one more. That is Moon 003. I'm only going to dot a little bit. And now we're going to make this even better with the Essence one. It's, oh my god. It's just absolutely stunning. I cannot get enough. Let me take out my clips because we have reached the end and I'm trying so hard to not get this entire swatch hand on my hair or my sweater. And this is the completed and finished look, finished result. I love this makeup. It is very simple. I know this video was very long, but that is just because I'm talking to you and like taking my sweet time. But I can definitely do this look in 10 to 15 minutes. For some people, this could even be like done in 5 minutes. I cannot do that. I just take way too long blending and stuff. But look at the cheeks. It's very nice and glowy. If you don't have this blush topper, if you can't get your hands on this, don't be sad. Just take whatever highlighter, and instead of going in with a highlighter brush, take your blush brush, dip it in just whoop, once and just blend it all over. It's going to give you the similar effect. The lips are everything. The eyes are so simple but natural. This has been definitely my go-to everyday kind of glowy makeup look. I just love the tones of the makeup. We'll finish this video off here. Yeah, I know, I'm so sorry. I also would like to stay a bit longer. And again, I want to thank you all so much for subscribing, sticking around, hanging around. It really means so much to me. I really want you to know that I appreciate every single little bit of support because I'm just an ordinary girl. Really, I am. And I'm only doing this because it's just so much fun and I want to bring other people joy. So if you enjoyed, give me a thumbs up or don't. It's completely up to you. I kind of made that my slogan now. I hope to see you in my next video. Hopefully very soon and not with this big of a break again. I really try my best during the semester. I really do. But yeah, until then, take care guys. Bye.